All right, I'm going to try and be as laid back as I can be for this video. I'm hearing they want to do a Bourne number six Bourne movie. I don't know what they are planning to do with it, but they should totally bring Aaron Cross back, Jeremy Renner's Aaron Cross, and mix him with Jason Bourne and call the movie CROSSBOURNE. Cool title, right? I like it. I like it a lot. CROSSBOURNE. And basically, the movie, Jason Bourne and Aaron Cross are going to cross paths. Now, how do you do this, you say? I don't know what they're planning on doing, but there's a story in the Bourne movies that I've been itching for someone to make since. Now, see, if they're interested in making another one, I wish they make this story I'm about to tell you. Basically, it's a lot, so I don't know how to start. Okay, I'll just say what I can. All right. Basically, this is the story, right? Jason Bourne and Aaron Cross. They okay. For what I understand about the law or whatever is established, they are both on the run, right? Fleeing government, fleeing whoever. So they're living off the grid, living their lives as best they can quietly. Now they have the same training, they have the same thought process, so to say. So it's not unlikely that both of them in their hiding and running can end up in like the same place at the same time. So that type of a resort type of place, that's what I'm picturing anyway. Like a resort where it's a remote enough where they can be laid back and live some sort of life. And both of them are in this place at the same time. Then they both notice each other, and Aaron Cross already knows Jason Bourne from the TV and all that. And then Jason Bourne can also, these trained guys, they can recognize themselves and stuff. So they're both going about their lives. Then they lock eyes with each other, and then they go into combat mode. Right, this one preparing for the attack of this one preparing for the attack of that one, and they just I imagine something like this. Jason Bourne perches behind the corner or something, gets his gun out. Aaron Cross too does the same thing from another angle, gets his gun out, and end of the trailer. Now, this results meeting, so this is the opening of the movie, right? That's what we see. But then, what's the actual story of the movie about? Now, here's what I'm thinking. The Nesky's daughter from the second one, Born Supremacy, I believe. When Jason Bourne went to see her and tell her how he murdered her parents and all that, now she's all grown up and she's now a Russian FSB agent, whatever, or secret, whatever they were. She's a Russian agent, spy agent, and all that. And after that meeting with Jason Bourne that night, she took it upon herself to grow in skill, grow in this, and track this asshole down that just confessed to killing her father and walked away and left her and thinking he did a good deed, telling her the truth and all that. So she becomes a Russian. Years later, she's gone through spy school, everything. She's now a top secret agent, everything. And for a few years, she's trying to get the program up and running to go after these guys, to go after Jason Bourne. So she finally gets an opportunity at work to prove herself, and she says she can be a big fish, blah blah. Convince her superiors to issue a task force to go after these guys, to go after Jason Bourne rather, not Aaron Cross. Anyway, well, basically, so today now she's a Russian agent and she has a little backing to go after Jason Bourne. Now, in her chase of Jason Bourne, because she got over the years, she has been compiling evidence, tracking what she can, all that. So here's what I'm thinking. She somehow got a hold of Nikki Parsons, that's Jason Bourne. That's Nikki now. Everybody knows Nikki. I can't remember Nikki. So they kidnap Nikki or they have Nikki and they are torturing her and all that to get her to help them track Jason Bourne, right? So so they've had her over for a few months now, or years, I don't know. And she's breaking it. Eventually, she's telling them what she can, what to look for, and they end up tracking Jason Bourne and start tracking him and all that. So she's their prisoner and she's being tortured for information and she's helping them track Jason Bourne. Then Pamela Landy is because Nikki was working for Pamela Landy before she went missing. So Pamela Landy is actually tracking down Nikki, making calls, trying to find out what had happened to Nikki, and she traces her back to the Russians and all that. So Pamela Landy is going to be in the movie, tracking down her agent who she's lost, and she's trying to get the government to help her track them because Nikki has a high clearance and she knows things. She don't want her to, they don't want her to fall into the wrong hands and all that. So Pamela Landy is in the movie doing that. Nikki is prisoner of the Russians, whatever, helping them track Jason Bourne. And now, then also remember we still have Aaron Cross to deal with in the movie. So Nikki has been tracking Jason Bourne for them. Then they tracked him to that resort where him and Aaron Cross met, right? Now, here's the twist of the movie. So when they track Jason, because Jason and Aaron crossed paths, obviously they didn't fight when that happened. They just cracked their guns out and nobody attacked, so they went their separate ways. But basically, Jason Bourne now changed his pattern, so to say, because he thought he was trapped and all that. Aaron Cross too changed his pattern too because he thought someone tracked them down. And Aaron Cross is with his chick, what's her name? The doctor now. Oh Lord help me. We all know who she is. And they've been on the run too all these years and she's pregnant actually. She's now pregnant there. They've been on the run for a long time. They decided to okay, maybe not decided she got pregnant and they want to keep the baby, all that. So she's pregnant and hey, so that's why they were in the resort to chilling. Anyway, so the point is that because of the both of them noticed each other, the alter patterns and the tracking of Jason Bourne by the Russian agents and all that gets mixed up. So they bring in Nikki again to torture her and where did we lose him, this, that, that. And so she then now looks at the evidence, the missing cab here, this and that, all that, they combine everything and she says, okay, it's this one. And then they pick up the trail again and they go and they go and they go. Then eventually when the Russian agents, because they plan the assault very well, they know they're after, so they come prepared, they make sure he doesn't know they're coming and everything. And then they surround him and they track him down. Now I have a place where in the movie, Jason Bourne and Aaron Cross, they are both doing the same kind of thing. Anyway, the point is that we the audience or the audience don't know who they are about to track down until it happens. So it could be playing as if they're tracking Jason Bourne or tracking Aaron Cross, and both of them seemingly walking into danger. Then when they finally surround them, they find out it's Aaron Cross they've surrounded, and then we see Jason Bourne continuing his life doing his own thing, right? So the Russians have ended up tracking down Aaron Cross and his pregnant wife. Then they say who is this, blah blah blah, all that. Then Nikki, then they Nikki, and then they you as you can imagine the whole confusion and everything now. But they arrest him or whatever, secure him. Then obviously they find out they're not tracking Jason Bourne, and then they bring Nikki in back. Then you can understand how it will go now. They interrogate Aaron Cross and his chick. They capture her, all that. Then so uh, I'm lost. Okay, basically they capture Aaron Cross. Then the Russian agents, that's the girl, Ines daughter, so she's running out of time because this is an assignment she has taken to prove herself and she's running out of resources and her superiors are on her neck to produce results and all that. So they can right now picking up Jason Bourne's trail is next to impossible for them and then he's gone. They can't track him down, even Nick himself with all the torture and all that. So basically then they now and I mentioned like they poison Aaron Cross's chick. I keep calling her Aaron Cross. What's her name? What's her name? Doctor. I'm sure the name is there somewhere. Anyway, they I imagine something like the Russians poison her or something, and then they give Aaron 2 days or whatever time they can, that they don't care. They want Jason Bourne. He should go after Jason Bourne and bring him back. Only then will he get the antidote to save his wife and daughter and all that stuff. Because they know they find out who he is. He's also a threat to or upcome whatever the agency was. Anyway, so Aaron doesn't have, in the situation that Aaron finds himself in, Aaron doesn't have any other choice but to actually go after Jason Bourne to save his wife and pregnant wife. And then this leads to the conflict between Jason and Aaron. So as you can imagine, the story just built from there, and you can imagine how it will go. Aaron eventually drags Jason, they fight, serious fight, and all that. Then they, I guess, after they almost kill each other, then they talk or however it will go down, but they come to an agreement, and Aaron begs him that please, I need your help. They have my visa. I don't have any choice to. Then you can know how that will go. Now eventually, maybe Jason will tend to get lost. It's not his problem and all that. Then somehow he changes his mind. You know how these things go. Now heroes, soft spots, and all that. Then two of them end up. Or maybe, or okay, we can even do it like this, that he also finds out that during their talk, he finds out that the Russians have Nikki and they're torturing her for information. They're using her to track him. That so even if it doesn't help him, the Russians are still after him, and so that convinces Jason to help him, and they team up and go back to save Nikki and his wife. And so basically, the story writes itself from there. We know how it can go and all that. So I feel that would be an awesome crossbone movie. Then the movie ends with the famous ending. So I imagine something like this for the ending. So they've dealt with the Russians, and Bourne also finds out that it's the Nevsky's daughter that's after him, and the two of them sort of make some peace, or maybe he actually has to kill her, whatever. It can go either way. Maybe he actually has to kill her to she won't let it go. It can go anyway either way. But the point is that, so this is now my end of the movie. The cool sweet tune ending they usually give the movies. So we have Aaron Cross and his wife on like a bridge, right? And Jason and Nikki too. Also, Pamela Landy too. She's in the movie doing her own thing all this while. Anyway, but basically the point is, so this is the ending now, eh? So Jason, they've rescued her. They rescued both women. So Bourne is on a bike. He's about to take off and they go on his merry way. Then Aaron and his wife, they're on a boat. Like, there's this roads in America where there's a bridge and there's water under the bridge. So some people use boats, some people you can use the bridge. So Bourne on the bridge. Then he's about to leave Nikki. I'm just like, okay, good luck to you, and then that. Then Aaron and his wife too, they're on their boat about to take off. And the point of why I'm saying all this is that it's a crossbow movie, so I want the film to end with them actually crossing like that, right? So basically, he tries to leave Nikki. Then she wants to follow him. She wants to go with him. They have throughout the movie there's going to be this romance thing they have tricking with them because they had some kind of past, right? Anyway, the point is that so at the end of it, she wants to go with him. She was not like, I'm going with you. Then he thinks about it and said, no. And then we all know the implication of her going with him. It means they're going to be together. And he's not interested in doing that kind of stuff again. Getting involved on that lady and watch her die. He can't do it again. So it's like not an option. And it starts going. Then she now yells at him like, I can track you. Then he stops and realizes that him leaving her alone, they can end up in this situation again. So he stops the bike, removes his helmet and just stretches out. Then we hear the tune of the movie. And all this while this is drama, this little love drama is happening, Aaron and his wife, they are also observing and smiling in their own corner. And so basically he stops, gives her the stress out the helmet. She comes, take the helmet, wears it, then she climbs on the bike. Then he drives away, and Aaron too in their own boat. They drive away, and the last shot of the movie is kind of like a cross with them on the boat going this way, and then the bridge and the bike going this way, and we have this sweet ending, and with the tune playing behind. I'm sure there's other parts I can put in, but I'm not making the movie. I'm just giving a story of how what I think a cool cross-born movie would be. So let me know what you think. If you like this movie, like, share it, subscribe, send it to Tony Gilroy and whoever is making the movie. Tell them to make this movie. Anyway, thank you. Bye.